Hello, hello. How are you guys? I'm gonna try and be, whoop, there we go. At least somewhat on time today, just because Lynn is doing a stream at 6, and I want to jump off here in enough time to look at that. But I was doing the not too shabby box of the month this month, and I was just like, it would be fun to like just jump on stream and like just make some stuff. And I also did like a whole bunch of watercolor backgrounds this weekend when I was feeling kind of uncreatively motivated. Actually, let me switch to my camera and you can see all the stuff I'm talking about. My desk is kind of in that, I don't know, that phase between projects. Um, but let me walk you through it. These were the three watercolor backgrounds I made, and I didn't do anything overly creative. I just basically got the paper wet and just sort of randomly threw in color until it was a color I liked. I'm actually thinking this sort of yellow green one would work really well as like a fall birthday background. So I pulled out the birthday ephemera stuff just in case I want to go that direction. And I have a couple of birthday cards and I haven't made yet. And I should welcome everyone in. Hello, T. Hello, Stamper Girl. And let me see who. Oh, and Crystal. Nice to see you guys here. And anyone else watching on the replay. Um, there's links to all the Not Too Shabby stuff in my link tree, which is scrolling at the bottom. Also, there's a link to Lynn's stream that's happening at 6 in the video description. So hopefully I'll see all y'all there as well. I think that Delise and Lynn are the folks streaming on that one. Anyway, I also did like a green one because I was kind of thinking that I wanted something a little more. I don't know. I thought that some of the ephemera from the pumpkin would look really good off of this. Like, granted, I think that blue would be the true complement of orange, and this is a very orangey color palette, but I don't know. I also pulled out all the coffee and book stuff because there's just a lot of cute things, and I don't know, the birthday card I have to make is for someone who likes books, and since this, I mean, this is sort of a little pastel-y, but I think it might work. I don't know. And then I just did a really sort of traditional, like all the oranges and reds. There's yellow and green in here, kind of, but the green tends to brown out with the red because they're direct complements. So it kind of winds up being more of a reddish browny orange kind of thing. But you know, like this time of year, I don't mind muted colors. Obviously, you know, if you want like all the like super vibrant colors, you can do stuff like this. And like just use a red mica stain and get a super sparkly thing. But I mean, it really depends what you want. But let me also, I showed this briefly, but these are the stamps from this month. And I'm thinking like these are the ones that seem very like pumpkin adjacent, like Happy Pumpkin Spice Season with, or Gather. Gather is a good one. Not for a birthday card, but just for like, like if I was going to do like this color palette. Could also, this watercolor paper, is either not good to stamp on or it gives you a distressed look depending on your tastes. Because it's got, I don't know. I don't know what the correct term is, Delise. You probably know as like Queen of Ball watercolor. But like, because it's cold pressed paper, it's got texture on it, and then if you stamp on it, like the ink won't go into like the little divots. I don't know. They're probably art words to describe this that I don't mind or know at the moment. Hey Kim, how are you? Nice to see you. I'm sure you'll be a fan because we're doing all the fall things today. Although I might make a birthday card first, but it'll be a fall birthday. So anyway, what other things might I tell you about? I've showed you guys this paper before. Here you can kind of get a sense of the two palettes. Farm Fresh Pumpkins is all the orange all the time, and then and one of these typography pads might be fun to play with as like an alternative to a sentiment. I'm thinking, but Coffee and Books is just very floral and cute and non-traditional. I'm not going to be using them today, but I have some leftover very cool sentiments from the Artful Angel Hop, which you probably saw in Crafty Fun with Friends, but this is the card I did. I kind of liked the idea of like a red hat witch, just sort of being positive and having a nice time in the woods. But let me mostly clean off my desk, or at least clean off the major pieces. I don't know if I'll need any pattern paper because I think I'm going to start with this guy, and I'm not sure. I may not do that much in the way of like, I don't know, like modifying it just because I really look. I mean, I don't know. I like the look of watercolor backgrounds, and I might just like, I think I just want to cut this to like a standard A2 panel. I don't know if I've ever explained how to like get these. I'm a big fan of these watercolor blocks, but really you just need a palette knife or a butter knife, and getting these things off is pretty easy. You basically just want to, let me just put it, as you can see, the top, you want to just get under your top layer. And that should be pretty easy because it's probably lifted off if you've done a lot of wet medium stuff. Hey Ron, how are you? I'm just working on some quick cards before I head over to check out Lynn's stream because she's going to do something with Felice, and I have no idea what, but I figure I can eat dinner and watch that. But I'm made some cool little watercolor backgrounds. Anyway, so to get this off, you basically just get your palette knife into a corner, and this is sort of one of those. I'm just moving back and forth, but you don't want to like wreck the paper underneath it. So I don't know. How can I put this? Being a little careful doesn't hurt. And if you've used acrylics in the past, this is why the sides aren't glued in, but I got acrylic all over them one of the times. But as you can see, then this just sort of flips off and we're good and we have more paper. But that's the easy way. As you see, these sides are kind of wrecked, so I'm going to trim those off. And that'll also get our panel to the size we want. I really like these 4x6 sheets just because they're small and quick and, just pretty easy to work with. Save that. And I'll just... And also, the nice thing about them is if there's an area you don't like, you can just trim that off. I tend to trim off anything that looks like super ugly, like, say, Neon Fall. But then I'll actually measure this, and if I'm saving something, like saving these strips is good because this paper has a lot of texture, so it's just kind of fun to play with. Let me see what I'm missing. Oh, everyone just saying hello. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, so there's like a rough side, which is the one I used, and then there's a smoother side to this paper. Um, I like the inexpensive fluid watercolor paper. Wherever I put my block, I have several because I like working on this. But this will actually go on sale. But your better prices are from Dick Blick or Jerry's, which are art stores, not from Amazon, which I learned the hard way. But especially if either of the local art stores is doing like a sale, it's a really good time. Um, so I'm gonna save this strip because this could be used for something in the future. Especially really cool if you like doing like one of those like strip cards where you like actually piece together a bunch of your scraps. I'm a big fan, but I almost never throw out a watercolor background. But basically, this will just give us a panel. I think I went around the corners on this, so luckily I was able to pick this up when someone was destashing, and I finally have a very heavy duty corner rounder after I had bought one on Amazon and had done a good job, like almost destroying it, trying to like round the corner on a mini album, which didn't work out so well. Anyway, so we got that. And let's see what color. Something fall. Well, that's not fall, but actually a light blue might work well because that would sort of set off the yellow. How are we feeling? Well, see, like, I think this would work well if we go with coffee and book stuff because it's definitely in that color palette. So, what I'm thinking is I'll just dig out. There's a there's a sentiment in here I definitely want to use, which is this one, and I think it'll work here pretty well because it'll sort of offset, since this is much more of a whoops, sorry about that. Since this is much more matte, it'll work out nicely. And then we can do something to sort of balance it out near the bottom. And we still are going to keep all this cool background. And since pretty much everybody who's does it, I have a birthday card for this month is like a very big fan of books. This ephemera actually works out really well. I just noticed this little cat. I really like this cat. He's a very cute cat. It looks like he's napping. I guess we could have him napping with a few books around him. Whoop. I have several. I'm thinking like, maybe something like this. We have just a little bit. I kind of like that. Sort of. Here's the cat just sort of fell asleep amongst the books. Kind of like this as an idea. And then maybe use a couple enamel dots like around here. I think I went around the corners on the card though, because I feel like it would look a little better if it was just sort of round everywhere. Just off some of this. I mean, the only downside to these ephemera packs is you get an absolute ton, which isn't really a downside, but let me see who I am missing. Hey, Miss Southern Belle, how are you? Oh, there's how I get rid of that. Let me see if I missed anyone's chat as I'm playing. I don't know about you guys, but like these like short weeks always seem to be a little long. So I don't know. I feel like today was just like it was just a day at work. So I think we can. I'm very happy to. I'm very happy to be able to craft stuff, but I'm very happy there are lives today to watch because I am in the mood to watch other people craft and craft. But I don't know. I always like crafting with friends when possible, or at least watching friends craft while I'm relaxing. And there we go. Man, I really like that corner rounder. Anyway, yeah, I'm kind of liking how this is laying out because then we still preserve a lot of the fun texture. And oh, you think the cat's faking it? I mean, mine fake a lot of things. They're relaxing right now. It was supposed to be like super hot in the Midwest again today, but it wasn't, luckily. And I think I said hello to you, Belle. I hope you are well. Hopefully you're getting all prepped for your visitor next week, or I guess later this week. I did actually put a birthday card in the mail to you on Sunday. It'll probably be late because the post office is good at that. But yeah, let me see. Yeah, it was 95 here yesterday, Labor Day. But let's get this guy together. I'm actually doing pretty well on time. Hooray. But this probably isn't a unique opinion, but I always like working on backgrounds whenever I feel not that motivated. Caught a Jennifer Maguire video, I think, recently on exactly that topic, and it was, I thought it was pretty true. Now we could have it sort of this direction, and that sort of preserves this. There's this really interesting sort of green. I think that makes sense. There's not really any schmutz on this. I kind of like this yellow, like brighter yellowish orange piece on top, though. So I think I'll do that. Hopefully, at least here it's supposed to cool off tomorrow. So hopefully you have a cool rest of your week, Ron. Hey, Cindy, how are you? Yeah, Ron was telling us that too. It's allegedly 90 here, but we have like a bunch of clouds, so it's actually seems a lot cooler. Yeah, I don't know. Like the last few bits, I feel like there's been a lot of AC. Oh, well, that's good. I think probably like me, you're in for getting back to like fall temperatures pretty soon, Delise. But where did I put my glue? Here it is. I'm getting to that phase with sort of the off-camera part of my desk where I like need to just like take half an hour and like clean everything up. But you know, I'll do it eventually. Later this week, probably. And I really like the sentiment. I like the idea that you're improving as opposed to aging. But I guess we could, if we, I don't know, I kind of like these kind of tipped out a little bit. And I like to like let things hang off the side a little. I feel like it gives it a little bit of extra movement and interest. It's probably not a unique idea to me, but you know, it's whatever you like. Although that way his little tail can stick out, which is very cute. Especially if I have him just sort of napping. I am a big fan of naps. I would have liked the nap today, but unfortunately, I work from the office, so not so much. I think that's really cute. Maybe with these light blue, do a little cluster of these to bring a little bit of the blue up here, sort of to the top, just to do something. Do one little cluster here and do one big one. I kind of like that. I think that's a cute little semi-fall birthday card. Definitely would feel like something. Actually, there are about 4 people I know who would like these. Yeah, I hope you're feeling better. I don't know. One of my friends also was taking someone to the hospital today, so it's sort of like, I don't know. Maybe not a good day for everybody health-wise, but I don't know. It's just sort of one of those days that I don't know. I feel like everybody is sort of like getting back to whatever their routine was, sort of pre the holiday. So I will set that one to the side. And any preferences on if we play with green or orange? I'm much more leaning towards the orange, but I'm sure there's something that we could also think up. I know. I don't know. The one thing about the ephemera packs is like I wish you could just buy like a whole ephemera pack of turtles or cats or cute animals or whatever. But I don't know. Whoops. Oh yes, we all hope things are going well, Delise. Oh, okay, let's both work with green then. That's a cool idea. I feel like these sort of non-traditional colors are also just kind of fun to play with. And I mean, especially if we go with there we go. I did a good job. I did a good job like sticking these blocks together with acrylic the last time I was playing with stuff, but let's see. I think I want to do a cute little square card. I've been really liking these 4 1/4 square cards for whatever reason lately. And that way I kind of want to stick with, well, let me just trim this not very nice edge off. There we go. I'm thinking I will just trim this to a 4x4, and then it'll leave us a couple inches for later. I actually got a whole bunch of very fall themed card bases that I'm really excited to play with. I think I shared them. I shared them in the Friday Night Crafters chat, but there's been this pack. Well, actually, I can show it to you of like fall colored card bases I wanted for a long time, but I was waiting until they went on sale because it was sort of like they're really cute, but they'd be a lot cuter at 40% off. And then they were, and I was happy. And maybe, ooh, I like that. That kind of echoes the orange. I probably shared it with you guys already, but I have a bunch of distressed oxides, and I almost never use them because I got so hooked on Catherine Pooler ink. So I have like 2 boxes of these things. Oh, well, there goes my camera again. It was spazzing out, but hopefully it will behave. Or not. We'll see. Yeah, it's working again. But anyway, my goal this fall is to actually use them because I have a lot of colors I really like. I just haven't really ever used them for anything. Where did I put? Whoops. There goes something. Probably ink. See where on earth oh, here it is. I'm really good at losing things on my desk lately. I don't know if that's just a personal problem or what, but I really like the looks of this. There's really cool tiered tray that I like a lot. Although, it's got a cute gnome on it. But I may see. Oh, this is neat. Okay. But, because we could use this and then figure out what else we want to do. tray I like a lot. There's a little much white on this, though. Like, I'd rather something that's a little has less white, I think. Something a little more, I don't know, fall-y. Ooh, a truck. The truck I like a lot. If I could get this back together. Okay, this I'm liking as sort of a really cute fall card. Good call, Delise, on green. Um, or we could just do some leaves would be nice too. Is got sort of a nice leaf cluster. Maybe. I still like the truck better, I think. But, you know. Oh, did you? Very cool. I picked up I what did I pick up? I picked some really cool fall leaf stickers with some foiling on them from Hobby Lobby yesterday. Uh oddly Sadly, Dollar Tree has sort of decided to shift to Halloween, but like I don't know, I'll be happy when fall stuff comes back. The gnomes are cute. I should see if there are other gnomes in here. Oh, here we go. Well, this would be cute. Maybe the gnome here with some stuffs. See if we have any smaller pieces. Well, we could do like two sconces, I guess. Or we could just put them over to the side and maybe with a pumpkin. That might be cute. Or like the gnome, like the pumpkin and then the gnome in front of the pumpkin, like we could do. I feel like that pumpkin is way too big for the card, but I guess this could be a small gnome. Inquiring minds want to know how large a gnome is in compared to a pumpkin. Can do that, and then we could do that. I kind of like, well, I kind of like that. Although I'm not sure how I feel about the matching patterns. Let's see what other. Oh, we have this cute little. That might work. Like he could just be sort of standing on here as sort of an ornament. I guess that works because then you could like have other, like if he's hanging out on the little tray, you could have a little something next to him and then sort of have a like sort of your own. Like he could, rather than being an actual gnome, he could be like a decor gnome. What other options do we have? We have a second gnome, a bench. Oh, we have a gnome. Well, this might be. Oh, we have a huge pumpkin that says "Hello Fall." So, how does this look? This is a slightly bigger gnome, slightly different pattern. I'm thinking I might like this. This I like. I like that they're not the same pattern. Okay, I'm thinking we might do this, and then you have your little gnome wishing you happy autumn. I'm kind of liking this. Let me see who I'm missing as people say stuff. I saw that one. Yeah, I really like the trucks. I'm a big fan of the whole fall truck concept. So, I mean, I think you could do this whole thing with just the truck too. Alrighty. See you in not too long, half an hour. And if anyone here needs Lynn's links, they're in the description of the video as well. But I think we'll go with this. Anyone have specific votes? I'm thinking either the truck or the gnome floral pumpkin thing. I don't know if anyone has strong feelings. We might just do the truck. I might change my mind. I think Kim may have convinced me. Let's see how. Well, let's look at how the truck would look. I don't think we need the... I do like that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I like that. I think do that and maybe, scatter a couple, maybe these white enamel dots around. I mean, not as much as not like as a cluster, but just around here to sort of accent the sentiment. I'm kind of thinking that would work pretty well. Okay, everyone loves the truck. Let us truck ourselves then. And the thing I love about these watercolor backgrounds, other than it's a thing you can do when you're not feeling super inspired, is they are really open to different techniques as well. So what you can do is, this is just straight watercolor, but you could have either done ink to paper or ink blended and then did watercolor on top of it. Depending on if your ink is water reactive or not, it's going to either move around or not. So I mean, those are options. Once this is dry, you can stamp on top of it. Especially like a patterned background stamp often looks really nice. So if you have any of those Simon Hurley ones that are like 6x6, um, and you can also do the same technique on a larger piece. So like if you wanted to stamp on top of this, but didn't have, I forget what size this is. Let me not glue that to myself, but like I think this is a 6x8. So you'd have gaps. So what you can do is essentially sort of when you're applying ink to your background stamp, you can actually blend out the edges so it looks like you intended. And then you can, as you cut the panel into as you cut it into card panels, you'll get a lot of different looks. Actually, I guess it doesn't matter what side opens at the moment. And of course, if you have lunar paste or solar paste or acrylic mediums or whatever, like it's just, I don't know. The backgrounds are fun because you can just keep layering techniques on top of each other until you like how it looks. At least that's one of the reasons I like them a lot. I like watercolor ones particularly because you get this really interesting like difference in texture, and it probably doesn't read great on this camera, but like because you have sort of this rough texture with the smooth texture, it really, I don't know. I feel like it adds a lot of really subtle visual interest, which I'm a fan of. And this with the truck, you can hang the truck off if you want as well. I may just ground him, like the yellow orange is almost a road or something. And there we go. The nice thing is because this paper is so absorbent, like it just comes together just lickety split. And let's put our glue back. And I was thinking, yeah, these white ones, because I don't know that I would use them all that much, but they should add just a little subtle something without being like, I don't know, super in your face. Just randomly boop them wherever you so choose. And I almost always use an odd number because I feel like that kind of balances things nicely. But, there we go. It's just a really cute Happy Autumn truck card. Could be used for anything, of course, depending on what you like. And I think it is a little after 5:30, so I think I will leave it here for tonight. Um, Two really cute cards made with not too shabby box of the month ephemera and enamel dots, and then I did the watercolor background myself. And I don't know, I might do a watercolor background video at some point just for folks who are getting into it, because it's sort of one of those things that you think yours is never going to come out well, and then they all pretty much come out great. Let me see what folks say. Oh, thank you, Crystal. Oh, that's very cool. I've seen people do that. Someone on one of Lynn's lives also did a forget who this was, but they embossed watercolor paper and then used watercolor on top of it. But if you use either the embossed or the debossed side, it's going to kind of go where the embossing goes. So anyway, good night. See you on Lynn's Cat Scrappiness Live in a bit. Hopefully, you'll be doing some fun projects. And thanks everybody who came out and took a look at this, or anyone watching on the replay. If you have questions on any of the techniques or any of my cards, always feel free to drop them in the description or in the comment box because I am generally pay attention to that. I'd encourage you to go and check out Delisa's stream, which is over on Lynn's channel, which is down below in the description. If you want to do that, that's in, I don't know, a little under half an hour. So thanks much. And I just hope you guys have a great rest of your week, or, until I see you again, I guess. Seems like we've been doing a lot of lives lately. So I'm always like, well, see you Sunday unless something happens. Anyway, so have a great one. It was great talking to you all, you guys.